Hey there, guys. Welcome to the imperfect channel of Cauliflower. Okay, so I tried several times to do this video, but because I am such a goofball, because it's very difficult for me to do just an on-the-fly kind of discussion thing without having some sort of introduction. I am trying this again. This is the last time I'm trying this. Okay, basically, I'm vlogging today. I'm vlogging about a very sensitive subject that I don't discuss, I don't talk about. It is the beauty community. It is about my place in the beauty community and about gurus per se. Recently, I just stumbled upon a website that actually, I watched a video and I was watching somebody that I'm pretty much like this girl a lot, when I watch her, but I've been hearing some really bad things about her. So it led me to this website, and I started to read stuff, and then it became like those grocery store, National Enquirers, all those tabloids that sit there and are staring at you and have like those ridiculous post, topics of your baby was born with 6 heads and wife, comes back from 12 surgeries on her nose, and I mean, just weird stuff. Anyway, this is like the equivalent to that because it is so much like brain warped candy. It is a website. I'm not going to go into the name of it because I'm sure that you'll all know what I'm talking about, but it is in reference to just nothing but gurus. And they talk about every guru on YouTube in the beauty community. And it sort of got me a little bit, it got me to thinking, like, what makes people in the general public happy? Really, honestly, you go to these people's channels, and this is me included, and do I like everything they do? No, I don't. Not everything I agree with, and some of the comments that I've been reading, I can understand where it's coming from, so I'm not bashing on the people who comment or who make, obviously this is something they decided to do because they wanted to talk about, the YouTube community and gurus and how they felt, and they just lay it all out there. Nobody holds back. It's like if they don't like you, they don't like you. What I don't appreciate, and I'm going to say this as a consumer, as somebody who makes videos, and as somebody who wants to be in the beauty community, but you know what, I don't go the same route these beauty gurus do. Okay, it's one thing to want to watch somebody's videos and like what they say and get into their lives. I know a lot of these beauty gurus, they put out their lives there. They put everything out there, their lifestyles, their genres, what they listen to, where they go shopping, and then they get a little bit too personal, like they talk about their married life, their kids, their society, their community, what they're so passionate about, what they get involved in, diseases, sickness, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff, right? And I know that most of us do that as well. I mean, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter. There's so many different social medias that rely on us putting out content and putting out personal content. Because let's face it, you don't want to go reading about, some boring contest. You want to go reading about somebody's life and somebody's marriage and somebody's, what they did that day, that kind of stuff. And I'm included in that. But there is a point. There is a limit. There is a, like us actors say, there is a third wall, and we try not to break that third wall. When you put out a persona, when you put out a character, when you put out a tag, what have you, a audience that gets engaged involves themselves, and sometimes I think they involve themselves just a slight bit too much, because just like everything else in this world, there's always centered around the negative, and that's what got me thinking when I started reading some of this stuff. I actually was like going on for days just reading this stuff and kind of like sitting back and going, wow, if they're saying this about this person, could you imagine if my channel got any bigger? And I don't think that my channel will ever be to the status of what, some of these gurus are. I'm not even going to go into names, but I don't foresee my channel being that way because I'm not about a lot of the things that certain gurus are, and I understand why people get annoyed. But at the same time, just like anything else in this world, you don't have to watch it. You can shut it off, or you can choose to unsubscribe, because basically it's all about choice. It's all about personal preference, and basically it shouldn't be about anything else above that. The problem with beauty gurus is that they take their personal and their business and they mesh it together and they bring it to you a la YouTube. And this is where I have the problem. There's a lot of things that I will personally talk about. I mean, you guys have seen my best friend and I, you've seen my daughter. I don't talk about my home life because I really don't think it's everybody's business. And you know what? Once you start dishing all of that information out, it gives more people the reason to come back and look up things and then go to websites like this and have at you. So my thing is my cauliflower page I started 2 years ago. I started on the basis of just watching, like, you know, I think I was watching a hair tutorial, or I was watching, I was interested in keratin and their products and the lines and, like, you know, people using keratin for the first time. This is when keratin was like the big thing and people were doing all that. And I started watching videos and going around and seeing, you know, people were posting hauls and people were going to CVS and people were doing this and that and the other thing. And I decided that, you know what, I'm a homemaker, I'm home, I have a kid, I work part-time, excuse me, I do other things here and there for work and stuff like that, and, you know, sometimes I'm busy, sometimes I'm not. So I inserted this, you know, channel way of doing things, of like, you know, oh, I'm going to talk about, you know, couponing, and I'm going to talk about getting freebies, because that's where it all started. And the beauty stuff was just something I personally just wanted to get into because I saw so many people doing it. And I won't lie, I won't tell you that I didn't want to do it because, oh my God, this gives me a chance to, like, you know, learn about makeup and maybe get product reviews and stuff like that, because it's exciting. It's YouTube. People do stuff. I mean, we all do stuff every day to get stuff. I know that sounds terrible to say, but people don't like to admit it. We all do things to get things. You get up and go to work every day so you can make money, so you can buy things. You go to the store with the same money so you can buy things. We sign up for freebies so we can get things. We do personal blogs and for companies so we can get things. Why are we lying about this? Why are we saying that we're not? We are. The difference is beauty gurus, the bigger ones, tend to be sponsored, which is what they choose to do because, again, they're looking for an audience. They're looking to gain a base of an audience. So what do? It's business 101. It's called marketing. You market yourself. You put your brand out there, or you put yourself out there as a guru, as a label, as a brand, or what have you. And people will either do one of two things. Either they will embrace it and they will love you for it and they will want more of you because that's what people do, or they'll get so turned off by it because you're going against the whole, you know, what it means to be in the YouTube community, and you're sponsored and you're getting this and that and the other thing. And that may all be true, but that's their business. Listen, I have a handful of gurus I watch. Will I ever be as big as them? No, I don't aspire to be. The second thing is that I'm not a beauty person per se. I am just a normal mom. I'm just a normal person who goes out, who loves makeup, who loves beauty. I did not go to cosmetology school. I did not go to any fashion college or anything like that. My whole embracing of makeup and beauty is my own. It's not something that I decided to do because I saw, you know, Jenna Marbles, or I saw, you know, Trisha Paytas, or I saw, you know, Melissa Raymond. Whatever the case is, I grew to know these people later on. And these are the same people that are getting torched and talked about and just ripped apart in the beauty community. I cannot even believe it. Yes, are some of them pretentious and fake? Yes, they are. Because they are giving you a character. They're not giving you reality all the time. Even reality TV is not reality, people. It's scripted. It's called entertainment. What we do as a community on any kind of social forum, social media, is about entertainment. Once it starts crossing over into being about your real life, Then you get into the Hollywood stage of it all, and you get into the paparazzi. I'd like to call them the guru-razzi, because that's what they are. They're just slicing and dicing these people they know nothing about. They only know through social media, through pictures on Instagram, through videos. Oh, this one looks terrible. Oh, she must be doing drugs again. Oh, this one, her husband must have left her. Whatever. Like, seriously, I started to get really emotionally upset about one of the gurus that I watch. I like her. Do I think that she's a little troubled at this moment? She may be. I don't know. It's not for me to say. I can only wish good things for her. Do I see that things have changed in her videos? Yes. Do I see that she has a different way of doing things? Her background's different. You know, her lighting's different. The way she looks is different? Yes. But bottom line is, outside of feeling just empathy or feeling whatever feelings I have, I'm not going to go on a public forum and rip this girl to shreds. What would be the point of that? She's already obviously aware of how people think of her. They do nothing but comment her every single day. Everybody puts a comment, what's going on? What's happening with you? Why don't you do a life update? The poor girl, I'm sure, reads all this stuff, and yes, deletes negative comments, because I'm sorry, who wants to leave negative comments on their own channel? Your channel is your own little dominion. You're making it the way you want to make it. When people start posting negative stuff and saying, oh, it's probably this is going on or that's going on, your first thing is to erase it, because I know I do. I'm not going to keep a lot of, I'm very thankful I don't get a lot of negativity, but then I get one or two. And you know what? Sometimes I just either answer it and laugh, or I delete it, because who wants to deal with negativity? For me, YouTube is an escape away from the everyday. The everyday is negative enough. Turn on your news. You don't even have to look at your news. Look at your newspapers. Go across the street. Go in your neighborhoods. We have enough going on that's negative, believe me. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like my society or my surroundings, my environment isn't always the best to make me feel good like I do, or sometimes I don't want to do certain videos, or I don't want to be a certain way, because I'm not a fake character person, even though I have a little bit of a persona. So here's where cauliflower comes into play, because basically for me, I think that I am just the everyday 40-something, mom. I do things that some moms do. I do some things moms don't. I am who I am. My channel is basically for everybody. There is no distinction between beautiful people and the ugly, not so good looking people. I am everybody. I am for everybody. I basically do videos with pimples on my face, with not straight teeth. Look, I don't have straight teeth. I have had a tooth missing since I was 5 years old. I had it knocked out of my mouth. And the reason I don't get it fixed, well, you know what? When I can afford to get it fixed, I will get it fixed. But you know what? For me, it gives me character. It gives me who I am. It sets me apart from everybody else. I don't want to look like everybody else. I don't want to be the straight white teeth, whitening, lightning, whatever it is. I have a nose. I have a nose that's, sort of, when I was a kid, it was big, and it used to be crooked. Now it's just a weird nose. Whatever. I have freckles that, I cover up. You don't see them. My hair is like, I go through so many hair changes. I'm never satisfied. But I'm an everyday person, and I'm giving that to everybody that's in my community. I'm a goofball. I'm a dork. I share all of my stupidity, and I love doing that. And cauliflower basically is centered around all of it. Yes, my melancholy status, that's because that's who I am as a person. I've always been a sort of just an emotional person, a person who went through a lot of things in her life that I don't throw out there. I don't give the YouTube community all of my stuff. But as I'm growing as a person and as a channel, I want to, because I want to be able to give back to people that that feel that they can't speak to us, people who are on YouTube, because they think we're a character, or they think that we're not real because of our amount of subscribers or what we talk about, or that we're sponsored, or Okay, let's get the sponsored thing out of the way. Here's how I look at it. If you're on YouTube and you're doing reviews, the way it gets started with sponsorship is that people are taking their own money and they're going out and they're buying their own products. They're going to the makeup counters, they're going to Sephora, to Ulta, to wherever they go, and they're buying their own products and they're reviewing them and they're talking about them. And I'm certain that because there's so many people that watch these videos, because all you have to put in the title is Sephora, Ulta, and you've got an audience. So basically what happens is people go out and buy their stuff, and then there are companies that see that you have an accumulation of people watching you, and they go, I want that person to review my product. And so they send out emails to these gurus, and these gurus get the emails and they decide whether they want to put that stuff on their channel and review it, or whether they don't want to do it. As a person who deals in freebies, coupons, discounts, all that kind of stuff, I'm one of these people that when I started on my blog, I went to the affiliated ads and all this other stuff. For me, it's not for me because I don't like becoming a bulletin board, and my blog became a bulletin board for the first year I've had it up there. So there's not a lot of content in that area. I want to go back to putting content out there that's basically just like me, where I'm talking about some things that I like to talk about, and if I want to write about it, I will write about it. I do reviews for certain companies, but these are anything that any companies I do them for, anybody can do this. All you have to do is do the work. A lot of people get annoyed that people get free products. You get free products and then you're compensated. You know why you're compensated? Because you're doing the work. It's just like anything else. If you sign up for Thomason, if you sign up for Brambacker, if you sign up for Mom's Meat, if you sign up for Buzz Agent, any of this stuff, it's all related to you getting stuff, reviewing it, posting pictures, and your reward, basically, some people pay you, some people don't pay you. The reward is the actual product you get, and whatever. It's the way that you go about things is like anything else. You choose to do it or you choose not to. You don't have to make people look a certain way just because they are sponsored. And, everybody has a hang up about that. It's like, oh, look, this person's video is about audible.com. They must be sponsored. This person's video is about Sigma brushes. They must be sponsored. You know what? Whether they are, whether they're not. What's it to you? They're giving you discount codes. They're telling you about, products like I do it. I do it on my blogs. I do it on my channel all the time. Sample Swap Shop, I throw up links to things. Oh, if you want to, sign up for ThreadUp, if you want to sign up for this. We all do it. We all do it. Why is it such a big deal in the beauty community? Oh, this one's sponsored. You turned them on. You clicked on them. Do I like all of these sponsored videos? No. And the ones I think are completely just, it's all about nothing but commercials and sponsoring, and they're so, everything is perfect and whatever. That's them. I may choose to watch them. I may choose not to watch them. I'm also going to be doing something on my blog that I did the first time I started YouTube, and that's giving the people like me, and even smaller and even lower on the YouTube totem pole, because if you don't have a Google Analytics, and if you don't have, certain things like your AdSense or whatever, you're pretty much not known on YouTube. For me, I don't think I'm that known on YouTube. I became a YouTube partner. What does all that mean, really? You monetize your videos and maybe you get some money. I haven't seen a dime. I have not seen a dime since I've done YouTube. You know why? Because I'm not in the high thousands, 10,000s, the what have yous. You know how I want to get there? I want to get there with people who are just, everyday people who are like, you know what? I like her. She's goofy. She's funny. She's not perfect. She's the non-beauty guru, and that is what I'm calling myself, the non-beauty guru. I like this. I want to be able to appeal to the people that have, flaws and who don't care that their face has got, acne on it, but you know what? They can do their makeup enough to just live with it, I mean, I work on what I do have, and what I don't have, oh well, you know what I'm saying? I just want it to be about anybody and everybody, you know. I want anybody and everybody to just be able to go to my page and laugh at some of my videos, or, you know, take down some stuff that I talked about it, and as far as freebies are concerned, or CVS hauls or what have you. It's all a mixture. I don't stick on one thing. But I did start this as a beauty channel, as a lover of makeup. And what I'm going to try and do, because I don't do it, I talk about doing it all the time, is I'll try and do more tutorials for the normal, everyday, non-beauty guru person, you know, just what I play up with, what I like to do, that kind of thing. I don't do that because then I'm like, oh, now I'm in competition. Not even. Let's not even talk about competition with the beauty gurus. No way, no shape, no form. I know who I am. I think that's the difference. I know who I am. I'm not one of these big, fluffed up people, you know, has all this MAC makeup or whatever. Like I said, to each his own. It's just like going to a mall. You have your ritzy, pretentious side, and then you have your more down to the reality side. And I'm more down to the reality side, is basically what I'm saying. So for those websites that want to talk about the gurus, and any of us, including me, because I'm certain at some point somebody who gossips on that channel, on that whatever, will be like, oh, well, where does she get off? And look at her anyway, and blah, 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 blah. Go right ahead, please. I implore you, do that. It's only going to get me to have more exposure. So you know what? All you're gaining by putting all this negative stuff out there is more people go, ooh, really? Let me go watch them. Ooh. I love the ones that say, ah, I used to love that person back in the day, but, you know, their values are just going to pot and I can't even watch them. Who are you kidding? You're watching them. You're watching them because you want to talk about them, because you want to bitch, moan, complain, and gossip about them. Who are you kidding? You're not kidding anybody. So us underdogs, us non-beauty gurus, we get it. We're watching too. And you know what? We're sitting back and laughing because quite honestly, you really need to just scrape away, you know, scrape away all the excess crap and look at it for what it is. It's just people wanting to put something out there. They want to put a mark on the world, however they do it. You know what? YouTube is a wonderful thing because back in the day, you know, kids would run away and go to New York and go to Hollywood and do this and do that, and some would end up on the street and some would end up in worse places. So you know what? Let them have YouTube. Let them have YouTube as their private forum, as their private little area of how they want to give back to the world. And who the hell cares how much money they have or don't have? What husband walked out on them? You know what? The only thing I care about really is if they take care of themselves. That's the only thing I can really say is you don't want to see anybody get on a camera that's, you know, drunk or sick or drugged up or whatever. And I get that. I do. And I do have general concern about that. That's the only thing. There's a massive audience, kids watch you, whatever. I get all that too. There's a lot of pressure for you to be perfect in this world. That's a joke. Be yourself. Be who you are. Don't worry about those other people because they're not worried about you. That's for sure. All right, guys. See you in my next one. Bye.